The 2023-24 NBA season started just over a week ago, but some players are already disappointing. So, Free Throw TV prepared a list of 7 names that are much lower than expected. And there are a lot of important people here. Let's start with Scoot Henderson. We start with freshman Scoot Henderson from the Portland Trail Blazers. Although he is very young and the team is in no rush for the point guard to develop, his first games were a horror show. Even though he got injured in a match that was going well, Henderson is far from what we believed. Third pick in the draft, the athlete has been having serious problems in the Blazers organization. First, his pitches are of questionable quality or even worse selection. Then there are a lot of mistakes on the court. Yes, Henderson has vision, a good pass, but he needs to be more careful. So far, he has 23 assists, but there are 20 turnovers. In other words, only 1.15 decisive passes for each waste. It's horrible. He is definitely one of the players who disappoint at the start of the 2023-24 NBA season. Let's look at his statistics. 8.8 points, 4.6 assists, 34.6% overall shooting, 9.5% three-pointers, 4.0 attacking errors. Our next name is Julius Randle. Someone needs to tell Julius Randle that there is another type of shot besides the three-point shot. And urgently. The two-time All-Star has been playing an embarrassing role for the New York Knicks in the current campaign. Of course he can be better, but there are 6 games with performances far below what can be done. So far, he has converted only 9 of 40 attempts from the perimeter. In other words, he only got 22.5% right. I know. Henderson didn't even shoot 10%, but he just got to the NBA. So Randle's 22.5% is very difficult to understand. In the game against the Milwaukee Bucks, for example, Randle abused choosing bad shots in the first half. Thus, he had 3 hits in 15 attempts. But in the second half, he was -1 in attack because his confidence went down the drain. He finished with 5 converted balls for 20. Bad, right? Let's look at his statistics. 13.7 points, 10.5 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 27.1% overall shooting, 22.5% three-pointers, 61.7% free throws. Next up is LaMelo Ball. All good. LaMelo Ball is coming off injury, but did he forget his aim in the offseason? His use, especially of 3 points, is a shame. But LaMelo is here because he's a guy who shot 37.6% in 2022/23 and 38.9% in 2021-22. Nobody expects him to have a high overall shooting rate, especially because his volume is very high and, let's face it, it's the Charlotte Hornets. He really has to take risks. Despite everything, he has 8.0 assists, which is a boost. Everything is missing at the Hornets, so he has to try to solve it, as he is the biggest talent there. But Ball has the cash for more. We know that he is one of the best players in his position in the NBA for the 2023-24 season. Again, himself coming off an injury, but he has room to improve. Let's look at his statistics. 15.5 points, 8.0 assists, 4.8 rebounds, 30.5% overall shooting, 26.7% three-pointers, 3.3 attacking errors. Kyle Lowry is the next name. Kyle Lowry is one of the biggest names in the NBA in the last decade. He was an all-star, a champion, a great defender, a leader. But what's going on with him at the Miami Heat? It's okay not to be the first, second, or third offensive option, but scoring 5.5 points, less than half of last season, is absurd. And it's not even about the court time, which is around 30 minutes per match. It's just that he just doesn't exist in pitching anymore. Also, it's not because of his success, as he makes a great 39.1% from 3 points. Lowry just doesn't have any more space on the Heat to shoot. After all, there are only 4.8 overall attempts in 6 games. So it's not really his fault. The plays just seem like they're no longer being designed for him to score. Let's look at his stats. 5.5 points, 4.7 assists, 4.0 rebounds, 1.5 steals, 39.1% on 3 points. For 0.8 shot attempts. Austin Reeves is next. It's true that Austin Reeves showed signs of recovery in the game against the Los Angeles Clippers, but it's undeniable that the shooting guard is well below expectations. After being one of the standouts in the second half of last season, Reeves was one of the biggest targets in free agency. He ended up staying with the Los Angeles Lakers, but for an even lower price than the rumors indicated. In any case, he represented the U.S. team at the World Cup and left there as one of the main names on a team that failed. Reeves did really well. but his start in 2023-24 is not good. Far from it. Just as a comparison, Reeves produced 17.6 points, 5.5 assists, and shot 44.3% after the break for the 2022-23 All-Star Game. Now, he has just bad numbers and has had fewer touches on the ball in attack. Let's look at Reeves' stats. 11.0 points, 4.4 rebounds, 3.4 assists, 1.4 steals, 34.5% overall shooting, 21.1% three-pointers. Now we come to Pascal Siakam. Well, the Toronto Raptors went through changes in 2023-24. So it's natural that some players will perform differently from one season to the next in the NBA. And it's no different with Pascal Siakam and the Canadian team. Without Fred VanVleet, who went to the Houston Rockets, Dennis Schroeder is the new point guard. And the team has a new coach, after Nick Nurse left for the Philadelphia 76ers. So Darko Rajakovic took over. In other words, Siakam had to adapt. Now, the owner of the ball there is Scotty Barnes. And if it's not Barnes running the offense, it's Schroeder. So, it's natural for him to have a fall here and there. Siakam shared the offensive organization with VanVleet, while Barnes developed. But in 2023-24, he has fewer touches on the ball and fewer chances to score. So far, Siakam has shot 4.3 fewer times than in 2022-23. The drop occurs in attempts, but the use of the court also fell. He had 48% and is now at 44.7%. After 4 seasons above 20 points and 7 rebounds, Siakam is disappointing at the start. Siakam's statistics are these: 16.7 points, 6.2 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 34.4% on 3 points. Let's talk about Karl-Anthony Towns. Some numbers lie, okay? Ask a Minnesota Timberwolves fan how happy he is with Karl-Anthony Towns. Please, do it. He watches every game. And for now, Towns is a huge disappointment. Towns is no longer a good defender, so when he has problems with shooting, then you have a serious problem. Actually, two. But then remember that Naz Reid is flying and has little space on the team. Difficult, right? The best shooting center in the NBA, as he likes to call himself, only has a 23.8% three-point shooting rate at the moment. Yuck. Even with the highest number of shots per game in his career, 18.3, Towns only scores 17.0 points. Is calm. Here comes the worst, 37% overall shooting success. He's only 42.3% on two-pointers, while he has 57% in his career. In other words, rubbish. Let's take a look at his numbers. 17.0 points, 9.5 rebounds, 3.0 assists, 37% overall shooting, 23.8% three-pointers. And thus, we conclude our round of news for today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any NBA news. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as well, as we provide updates throughout the day over there. Now, at the end, YouTube will be recommending some videos from our channel, so go ahead and watch them all. Until the next video, peace to all.